Okay, great. So starting with communication isn't just delivering the message. For it to be communication, the other side has to understand. So here, let's start with, you think the message or what you say in communication is the most important. Okay, so Walter, you can start with your argument.
Okay, so I suppose the message is more important. If the message is the most important, because if you don't communicate, you don't talk the correct message, everything you talk will be lead to the wrong path. And even if you don't know the right correct word, the key word in a message, people will misunderstand the word text. So I think message is the most important. The people who want to communicate must say the key message. Okay. So
You have 3 reasons. Wait, sorry, I didn't catch 3 reasons.
Okay.
Do you have 3?
So if the message in the communication is more important, because if you have if you use the right message, you can save more time, and there will be more specific. Okay.
Okay, so what's your conclusion here? Let's draw a conclusion.
Conclusion is that the message should be the most important in the communication, because if you use the right message, and people will understand you very quickly, and they will understand as you expect.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. So Ian, can you start your argument?
Although the communication involves a message delivering and the other side of understanding, I think the other side willingness to listen is more important than message delivering, because if someone if the person you are talking and you communicate with are not willing to listen to you, this communication will be in vain, because like the video said, the communication is a two-way street. So if just one sending message, but the other one didn't receive the message, the communication is not going to anywhere. So I disagree. Walter says, even you communicate, even you express right and good message to the other. If he didn't willing to listen to you, you cannot make a good agreement. So I think willing to listen is more important, and there are three good reasons to support my argument. The first is active listening also makes you a good learner, because when you listen, you can learn more about what you want to learn. And two, the second reason, when you listen, you can be more open to others' opinions and accept more to have more point of view to toward any kind of subject you are talking. And third, listening also played an important role in our relation, because if you don't listen, your partner will the communication with your partner will be very awful and sometimes makes a fight and argue, and the communicator will not be good. So I think the listening, understanding is much important than just delivering the right message.
Okay, great. So a couple of things that I want to point out. Is not going to anywhere, is not going anywhere. To, you would add it if you want to say to a specific place.
Okay.
You don't need it
Okay.
here. And then if he didn't willing to, if he is not willing to.
Oh, okay.
And then you can also use the word ineffective, right? If the communication is ineffective,
Ineffective.
Yeah.
Ineffective. Yeah. Okay.
and not much important, but it's more important. Okay, these just little things that I heard, but I think it was a really good argument. Okay, so Walter, now back to you. Do you think your argument is better than Ian? Why? And whose argument is the best and why?
Yeah, I think Ian mentioned many aspects of listener is more important than speaker. And yeah, I can share my more of my reason of speaker is more important, because if I think maybe if a speaker cannot tell the whole, cannot tell the things very clear, then even the listener is very patient, or he is very smart, but the speaker, if the speaker cannot describe the situation, the more detail of the situation, the listener may not still understand what the speaker says. So I think speaker is a more so I think speaker may be so I think maybe listener should okay, I don't know how to say.
So what's your conclusion here?
Yeah, I think if a listener is very smart, then maybe he can understand the speaker said. But if the speaker cannot tell the whole story, maybe the listener cannot still understand what speaker said.
So you're saying that
Okay.
it depends on the person if he's smart or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is, whose argument is better? Who
Okay.
is stronger? That is my question, but I don't think you answered my question. So let me ask the question again. Whose argument is stronger and why? So based on your argument or based on Ian's argument, whose argument is better? If it's yours, why do you think yours is better than Ian's?
I think Ian might be the Ian argument might be better than mine, because the listener can if a person is smart and more patient, then maybe he can still understand what speaker said. So maybe listener is more important than the speaker.
Okay, great. Ian, what about you? What do you think?
I think my argument is better than Waters, because like what Waters says, if the communicator, if the speaker didn't express the right concept to his arguments, I don't think this is the important thing, because communication is a two-way street. If the other one is not willing to listen, the way is shut down, just the one-way input. So even though I think even though the speaker cannot express the right idea, we can still discuss. We can listen and discuss about the concept, the right ideas with the speaker. So the communication is just like the video says, the toss in the bowl. You toss the ball and accept it, and I toss the ball again and he accept it. So we can just discuss the concept, not even though the speaker express the wrong idea initially. Yeah, so I think willing to listen is much more important, more important than speaker.
Okay, great. Okay, so Walter, great job. I think it's first time doing the debate. It's a lot harder. It gets easier once you start to practice more. Okay, so this is something that usually in the group lesson I focus more on is the debate. And it's for students to think about their reasonings, right? You can't just have one or two and use your opinion. You need to have more examples. Okay. And then the second part, when I ask you about whose argument is better, you should base your reasoning on what the other person is saying, but not on this idea. Okay. So you should not be really focusing on if you think the message is more important or the willingness is more important. What you should focus on is what Ian said. Okay. And there's something wrong with what he says, or something good with what he says. Okay, that's the whole purpose of doing a debate, because you want to talk about their opinion, not about your opinion. Okay, so it's a little bit different than asking you about the discussion questions about what you think, right? So the debate is what he said, and I think what he says is correct, or I don't agree with what Ian says here. So I don't like his argument, or I think his argument is weak and mine is better. Okay, so it's something for you to think about next time. If we have a group class and we do a debate, you should focus on what the other person is saying. Okay, so maybe for you to think a little bit about that. Okay, great. Okay, so time is up. Thank you guys for joining today's class. Do you guys have any questions?
No.
No, Ian, you have any questions?
No, it's
No?
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me know if you guys have any questions or anything you want to ask after the lesson. And yeah, so thanks so much for joining today's lesson, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks,
Okay,
guys.
see you.
See you. Bye.
Bye.